Behind a lot of my paintings are about identity and how we're trying to celebrate individuality and try and move away from the society's prescription of beauty, of hair and things like that. So if we go through the paintings, I have here Amina. So Amina was an Hausa warrior and she was quite fierce. She led an army of 20,000. Now, I painted her before I named her, and I tend to do that because after I have the completed piece, they then talk back to me, and she just exudes strength. And Amina was fierce and strong, and she expanded the territories within northern Nigeria, and she didn't let her gender limit her. I think obviously as a woman she had things to prove, and she lived up to that expectation. So now I painted her last year, and she stood alone in my studio and then in my home studio, and I just wanted to, she just looked lonely, so I read into her story, and she would, in every state she had a husband, and so I thought, usually it's behind every king is a queen. I wanted to flip it on its head, behind every queen is her king. So I created King of Hearts. Now, King of Hearts, again, with the Nigerian culture, a husband and wife tends to wear the same ashrabi, the same clothing. And so I painted him with the same sort of clothing as what she was wearing. And I did a muted background because, some men are quite, tend to be quite quiet and reserved. So with the golden and, the mustard colours, I thought rather than the bright rainbow colours, which she with joy and hope, and he's got a stern face, but the eyes, when they're up, you'll see their eyes meet, and it's this. Interestingly, she's from the Hausa tribe, he's from the Yoruba tribe, and end of 16th century, you didn't tend to, mix tribes. So it's that forbidden love, and that love story is obviously one that once you see them up, you'll see and you'll be able to understand and tell your own story from that. But it's this idea of forbidden love, but no matter that she's the woman, he was always there, present for her. Then this one's quite special to me, so I painted this one leading up to Mother and Son Day 2021, and the idea behind it is their royalty, so gold, and so I chose the colour gold to symbolise royalty. Now, you've got the head tie, the girl's wearing the same matching head tie as her mother. Now, the mother's head tie is it's never ending, and it's to try and replicate that idea that a woman carries so much responsibility, especially when she has a child, and she carries everything, but there's joy, they're smiling. So whenever she sees her daughter, she smiles, and it's that joy that brings everything back to no matter how much she's carried on her shoulder. But I wanted to do it in a way where she's carrying it in her gilly, so gilly, her head tie, and so that's why I painted them with that. And then you'll see there's the texture of the lace as well, the gold. So I just used acrylics to try and add that bit of texture, because I like to put a bit of texture on quite a few of my paintings. So you'll see that there as well. And then behind us we have Freckles and my beauty, my Kalangu. Now, these came from lockdown. During lockdown, I was watching a Netflix documentary on tribal marks. It's called Marked. And in West Africa, the idea of tribal marks, there are different reasons for them. So some could be cultural reasons, some could be beauty, some it's a way of sacrifice. So you're sacrificing for your husband, to show your love for him. It's this idea you're marked, you're owned by him. But now there was this one lady towards the end of the documentary, she just stood out. She was just beautiful, and she was my muse. And although she didn't see the beauty of her marks, she the beauty just came from her marks. And I then created the two of them to show this idea of marks. And each mark has a story, and there's more to that individual, and that's why I created the whole Technicolor coat with the rainbow. The rainbow brings hope. And butterflies as well, to just show that there's more to the marks. And growing up, you would freckles and marks, they would always tend to cover them up with makeup because it was seen as, well, unfortunately they were made fun of. But now, we were talking earlier, now we draw freckles on our faces for makeup anyway. And it's just celebrating the marks and celebrating what's behind them and seeing beyond each individual story. So that's why I created them together. So freckles and my beauty, my Kalangu. So Kalangu means tribal marks in the Fulani. So she's a Fulani bride, and that means tribal marks in Fulani. So that's it.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
You're right.